Hey guys, great to feature Jeff Hilliard on the show. He's a creative from LA who's just pure genius, and he reminds me of Weird Al Yankovic and his success in the 80s and 90s. But whereas Weird Al took a song that was already famous and kind of did a parody and made it super funny and cool, Jeff is actually creating all these things by himself. The characters, the songs, performing them all, it's unreal. I mean, he works with some great people, but it's just genius stuff. And I met him on a random trip to LA, had my camera with me as always, and I was staying with my friend Jackie, and she introduced me to Jeff one night, and he showed me some of his videos on his phone. I was just absolutely cracking up, especially when he showed me a video called The Pounder, and well, here's a little bit of that for you to check out.
You know, as a kid growing up, my dad wasn't around. I didn't have some guy showing me how to be a man. But one thing I did learn was how to please a woman. That's right. Yeah, I'm gonna ignite your repressed flames of desire, raking the coals of hell, lighting your box on fire. You know why? 'Cause baby, I'm the pussy pounder. Setting that whisker biscuit on fire, pounding your forbidden fruit of desire, tenderizing your beef curtains tonight.
So it's a classic video which you can check out on YouTube, but then the next one he showed me was just next level. I mean, commitment to do this. This is another track that he did called The Good Life.
Excuse me! You got a cigarette? Hey, you help a guy out with some spare change. Anything will do, man. Oh, God bless. Can I just get your change? I missed the bus. I got these chicks right down the street. I'm not an animal! Moving like a steak knife. This is a good life. Dancing in the moonlight. I wanna be inside of you. We got plenty to do till the 1:45, and I know you wanna ride my Cadillac. Don't give me no flack, I'll put you flat on your back. Moving like a steak knife.
Yeah, that's next level commitment there to create a character like that with that song. And then some fun stuff as well with the mullet. We all love mullets, especially in Australia, but only Jeff would come up with a cool track about mullets.
All these hookers sweet on me. Look at them chasing me, showing me that ass. And I'm back up to snatch. I do this shit for free. Go down your mama till 3. She's taking selfies with the mullet like it's history. How can I maneuver you with that pussy, dude? You sit like Buddha waiting on it to come to you. My lines are straight to the point. She shows me gratitude. So what's your latitude? Let's adjust your attitude. Hit with that alligator, double dually Lamborghini. All up in a silly little yellow polka dot bikini.
I got mullet moves, I got that mullet too. You think it's wrong, back of the head too long, fuck that.
Yeah, that one cracked me up, but nothing quite prepared me for what I was about to click on when I saw this.
I'm Jeff Hilliard, and today we are unboxing a love doll. I know, you're thinking, like, what is a guy with a mullet thinking this guy gets so much pussy already? What would he need a love doll for? Well, I do these songs and music videos, and my next song is about a guy who has a relationship with a love doll. If somehow I was to die and someone came in here, they'd be like, what was going on in here, man?
That's exactly what I think half the time when I see his stuff. What is going on? But he made an incredible song, Silicon Wave, and here's just a little bit of that.
She don't need expensive date nights. Never talks back, I'm always right. Stuff it in her face with all my might. She don't even care, we don't ever fight. She never cries when I'm testing the suspension. We blow it up like it's fucking Armageddon. We make the videos because this is perfection. Look at this erection. I don't need protection cause I'm going my way. Riding up Silicon Way. I'm seen on the game. With my new real doll, I'm gonna play. Oh yeah, just second way to my Silicon Way. She is here to stay. She's my new real doll, and it's time to play.
Yeah, another brilliant video, and just the levels of creativity are awesome. You can check out all of Jet's stuff, just Google him online. But the reason I wanted to chat with him, he's starting to get some press for some of the stuff he's doing lately. His last 3 videos are just all-time epic, and we'll start off asking you about the first one, Consensual.
What happened was Bitcoin took off, So I had some resources. I recorded a bunch of new songs. And then Consensual came about. The guy I co-directed the music video with, his name is Joey Danger, and he was pitching me to play a lead in a film he's making that's all special effects, which was hilarious. And then he was asking me what I'm working on, and then I showed him the song Consensual, which I was planning on making a video for. And he loved it, and we got along really well, had similar ideas, and so he wanted to. I asked him if he'd do special effects, and I offered him to like be a co-director, and so that's how that came about.
So take me through the idea though originally for Consensual.
Well, I knew I had to do the way I like to make videos. I had to do something different because it would have been way too creepy. But I had the van, which I had art directed for a TV show that I was trying to do, which never happened. So I had the van, and then I thought it'd be really funny that this guy was like one of those tantra, energy healing, yogi, yoni massage, like total creep that's just trying to get laid character that lives like in Topanga Canyon. So the idea was that this guy is driving around his van trying to get women to get into the van, which is like the most, ridiculous thing ever. And the idea of the special effects is the idea was that I would pitch a woman, and it would be that he's pitching this completely ridiculous fantasy of what's going to happen. And then it cuts back to reality when she's like, I'm not getting in the van. And you see that this guy is living in his van, and it's just pathetic and desperate. That was like a simple version of what the idea of the video was. Yeah.
And how did you feel when you saw the end products? It's absolute genius.
Thank you. It was a lot of work to get there. I think we worked on it 4 or 5 months. And then the guy I was working with, Joey, had like some weird eye static thing going on. He thought he was going blind. Wow. So it was a lot of work. This is probably the most I ever worked on a music video to get it done, but we did it. And I'm very happy with the final result. I think it's funny. I think it's hilarious.
Do you wanna go for a ride in my consensual sex van? Do you wanna go for a ride in my consensual
let's go. Just get in the van. Come on, just get in the van.
Hey, what are you doing?
Hey,
Hey,
you want to get in the?
So there you go. Only Jeff would come up with something like that. And who else would come up with a title called Finger Bang Your Day and actually make an epic video out of it?
That was like an old stand-up joke I used to do where I would talk about seducing your day, turning your day on, and giving your day an orgasm. And so that started out by when I first got sober, I would say things to make myself laugh. And that was one of the ways I'd get myself motivated to go out and face the day, was I was going to get out there and finger bang the day. And then my cinematographer, he's actually sober too. And when he first got sober, I used to constantly tell him that, like, you got to get out there and finger bang your day. And it used to make him laugh really hard. So that's why we decided to make that song. That song was kind of like I was doing like a shitty Justin Bieber song. It's like a self-help song that's ridiculous. And he loved the song and he really wanted to make the video. So that's why we did that one next. And that one didn't cost that much to make. And that turned out really well. Excuse me. I had Farley, who was in The Good Life. This girl, Caitlin Rice, who's a brilliant actress, was in it. And the girl who was going to play my girlfriend in the video got COVID the day before. So the day before we casted her because John had worked on her on another project, and she was amazing. So it turned out really good.
I'm just wondering when you get these ideas for the videos, and like I think I told you when I first saw it, I was like, mate, that's like the Backstreet Boys meets Breaking Bad. It's just the most crazy mix. Inspirational lyrics and songs, and yet you've got this like meth head tweaker dude who's the video songs, they come across a bit scary. Like, what goes through your mind when you think, I'm going to create like this juxtaposition of like craziness and yet funny song?
Well, as you probably know from all my stuff, I do like I'm a fan of juxtaposition, and in satire, it works really well. Over the years, I'd met a lot of characters that were like on drugs, but they would be pitching some self-help thing that they were kind of trying to tell themselves to. So that's kind of where that came about. I was at Burning Man. I got hired. This is funny. A producer hired me to drive to Burning Man to find this artist, this band, and then show them their music video to get their notes to then send it back to the record label. So I had to I got in there, I had like 4 hours to find them. It was that it would be like a funny movie in itself. So I remember while I was waiting for the guy to come back to his camp area, that I was talking to people that were, blown out of their minds on drugs, telling me one guy was going to do from Chicago that did headshots, was going to move to Los Angeles. And he had this idea that he was going to franchise his headshot situation. And he had kind of a lot of self-help rhetoric involved in that. And he was totally, out of his mind on drugs. And I just made me laugh so hard, like the delusion and selling that to himself, and then me, because I'm an audience that's in front of him. So that's kind of where that character came from,
When your life is a never-ending train wreck, and you feel like you're drowning in a sea of regret, with a bit of oppression pressing down on your neck, it hurts so bad. When your overwhelming hatred kills your heart's desire, and reality starts looking like a dumpster fire, you start bitching to me, but you're preaching to the choir. You don't need to be so mad, 'cause sometimes we hurt, sometimes we cry, sometimes we're sure there's no reason to try. When the whole world goes completely insane, open your heart. make the choice to give it all you've got and make your day long with pleasure, really make it hot. Because your day deserves a lover that pulls out the stops. Come on, it's not so hard. 'Cause sometimes we hurt, sometimes we cry, sometimes we should. There's no reason to try when the whole world blows up in our face. What else could we do but stand up and sing? I'm gonna finger bang my day. Yeah, yeah. Finger bang my day. Come on, everybody, give it to me. All right. Feel good now.
Hey, what are we really doing? We can't live in a world that has this much hate. We have to get honest with ourselves. We have to take stock in what our part is in all of this madness. We have to let go. And we focus on giving love, setting that intention. And each and every single one of us gets up every day with the intention to give love. And we do it. We go out there and we give love every single day. Each one of us gets out there and makes love to our day. Giving our day a multiple orgasm. The whole world will be orgasmic for the rest of eternity.
Sometimes we hurt, sometimes we cry, sometimes we should. There's no reason to try when the whole world is fucking insane. We open our hearts, stand up and sing. I'm gonna finger bang my day. Finger bang my day. Finger bang my day. Let's open our hearts, stand up and sing. I'm gonna finger bang my day. Yeah, yeah. Finger bang my day.
That smile at the end just cracks me up, just pure genius. And then we go on to the third one, Abandon.
I noticed in like the last two videos, you've like really sung. Like the other ones before were more like sort of speaking and comedy, but this is like, I can picture that song particular being at some stadium. It's like a stadium song when you hear it.
Yeah, that was the idea. So I decided over the last couple of years, I've been working with this really brilliant vocal coach. And the music producer I work with is really brilliant. And so that it's expensive and the time is important. And we did one of the song, I was doing Multitude, which I was trying to do like a terrible auto-tune song. Like I was trying to do like a Post Malone song. And so you don't have to sing that well. But in order to save time, it's too much work for a producer who's not going to want to work that hard on something. So I work with a vocal coach. I decided I just Googled online. There was like the Beverly Hills Academy School. And this is kind of a funny story. I show up there, this amazing young lady who's a vocal coach, who's like got a master's from USC. She's an opera singer, very talented. And she's basically the school set up for little kids. And so we're like in this room where there's a piano and then where the bathroom is. Like, so all these like kids would be coming through as I am singing, trying to learn how to sing these songs that have like really inappropriate lyrics. And I was just like, I'm traumatizing a child right now, you know? So, there's a school that made you pre-buy all the sessions. So I was able to get refunded and then I was able to work with her privately. And so I've been working with her for the last 2 years. And it was funny because the music producer was like, look, when we first started, I could match pitch. So if you can match pitch, you can potentially learn how to sing. And he was so impressed with how much I progressed. He'd always, every session, he'd get so blown away. And he was like, look, dude, you could barely sing karaoke. And now I'm like, I'm able to do any kind of genre or anything. I learned the whole process, the technique of learning to sing, which has been a lot of fun. I really love it. It's because it's like, as I approached all of this as a character actor, And so they're all different characters. And that would be if I got cast in something and I was supposed to sing, I would like work with a vocal coach to actually learn how to sing.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of fun. And I love the challenge of them. I love the challenge of coming up with an idea, trying to figure out the lyrics. I like the math of songwriting, and then also trying to sing and perform it, and then coming up with a concept of a video and trying to execute that on, with very, very low budgets. The whole challenge is it's a lot of work, but it's not work because I'm having so much fun doing it. And I work with a bunch of brilliant people.
That leads us into the last video you've just released recently, which is Abandon, which is I just love because, I mean, I think if you could create like a Spinal Tap moment where you've created a fictional band and you've gone to town, you've done that in a way, but it's your voice. It's incredible.
Hey,
tell us about that story of Abandon.
Wow, that song, I was working with some musicians and we thought it'd be really funny to do like a shitty 80s metal ballad. It was like a Cinderella meets like Def Leppard was what we were going for. And then one of the musicians I was working with, he said something about shadow of my erection, and that's how that came about. And then we usually just make up funny lyrics as we're recording it, and I'll come up with some ideas. And then I just love the idea of flipping the script. So, this would be like a lot of women's story where they had a one night stand with some guy and then he wouldn't call her back and all this stuff. And so she's left heartbroken. So, but it's very common for men too, as well. So I just like the idea of the vulnerability of this character, which I created, Dwight, who has this, like the Uber driver's fantasy that he hooks up with some really attractive woman after she's like intoxicated and they go party and, all this stuff goes on. But how devastated he would be, because I'm sure this has happened many times, that she's like, hey man, I'm married, I have a life. This was just a one-off, and this guy's inability to get over it because his whole life is a nightmare, like a love addict that lives home with his mother. And he has this band that he's still trying to make happen. Like he's still stuck in the 80s. So all of that kind of came together. It was in the music video, we basically just shot everything I was singing. It wasn't, it was pretty straightforward. But I just love the idea, like some guys like in their 40s that are, trying to make it happen again. I would joke around saying that Dwight was like Glenn Danzig's roadie, and somehow he had Glenn Danzig's Bitcoin, and they had a falling out, and he didn't know his passcode for it. And so he used that money to put together all these other guys who are aspiring musicians, and they recorded a band. And so he could deal with the trauma of this lady Vivian, who broke his heart. So that was kind of the whole backstory behind that music video. And then when we shot out in the desert, in the sand dunes, I was biting Slash from November Rains when they would do the over-the-top music videos that were so self-indulgent. But my favorite thing about the video is, there's several things, but one of my favorite things is any kind of rock stars or music, it's all about trying to be cool and hip. So this was really funny that it's like the juxtaposition of this is like the uncoolest type of rock character ever, is this guy who can't get over this woman who had a one night stand. Because you think of 80s rock gods, they would be like these womanizers that are just their whole life is a one night stand. So, but the fact that this guy can't get over this as he's working as an Uber driver to keep this music hobby going. So it all came together. I really was excited about this. I thought this is one of the better songs I've ever done. And I thought the video concept would be more relatable than anything else I've done either. Because I think people could relate to the character because you either know Dwight or you've been a victim of having a situation with a guy like that or a woman that won't stop calling you. Or you know a friend that has gone through this on either side.
Okay, Vivian, this is it. This is the last chance I'm going to give you to salvage this relationship. You need to call me back ASAP. This is Dwight again. This is like the 16th message I've left for you. Just call me back. Just give me a shot. Let's do this, okay? What do we do? Let's stop playing games.
Left here alone
Yes? I'm here to see Vivian. Who are you? My name's Dwight. Do you know this guy?
You need to leave. What are you doing here? You need to leave.
Didn't you tell him about us?
Oh, we're doing this again.
We're not. You need to get out of here. Jack, you need to leave.
Did she tell you about us? Straight to voicemail. Hey, Vivian, this is Dwight again. Forget about the messages I left towards the end of the day yesterday. No need to do an ultimatum. I'm not going to give up on us. I'm going to be around all day. If you have a moment, just shoot me a call. Hold on. Mom, I'm on the phone! I told you I will get it later. So yeah, just call me. Just call me.
Is that something you can see it progressing towards, like actually doing a show where you've got enough songs to actually do a live show?
I have like 20 new songs. In order to, it's very expensive, obviously, to put together a live show and put together a band. I'm hoping one of these really takes off. I would need a bigger audience that could support like a full album release and then also like a tour and a live show. I really hope that this will evolve to that. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I don't know if people get my humor necessarily. Who knows? But I mean, I can hope and dream. We'll see if it happens.
I find sometimes when I'm watching your stuff, it's like you take it to such an extreme that it's like I find myself going, what is going on? But then there's such a funny lyric under it that you're like, oh my God, this is pure comedy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, that's the goal. I'm trying to do, I like to challenge myself. And so satire is considered the highest form of humor and the most difficult to conceptualize and to execute. A lot of people have a hard time with the execution of it because they want to look at the camera and wink like, hey, look, I'm being funny. Because, you know, it's different. You have to lose your ego to do that because as you see, I don't look very flattering in any of these videos. It's in music, which is funny.
Scary.
Yeah, I'm terrified. Like, people want to look cool and stuff, so people will want to mimic them and emulate them. And then, I mean, obviously I'm doing fringe characters that you would be terrified if you knew in real life. But I tried to make all of them have a vulnerability and an accessibility. And I'm also trying to approach them with compassion, like they were my friend or something. And I'm a prosecutor trying to plead their case. So why they're a good guy, even though they might participate in some sort of taboo behavior. So it's trying to make like a three-dimensional character that is somewhat relatable on some way to people. Like people all have different elements about them that they're probably embarrassed by or something. So they all have kind of like a little bit of an ego about themselves that they're kind of embracing why they're different and they're trying to tell their story. And I try to make all the music videos kind of have like a narrative, like a beginning, middle, and end, and sometimes an arc, you know, where it's like a little mini independent film.
I don't know if I had to word it right, but like, how would you like for it to play out for you?
I would hope that some brilliant directors would discover my work and let me play characters in their films. There's several television shows. Like I would love to be on Succession, like every actor, you know, I'd love to be a character on one of these shows, and I would continue to do my music and stuff. I would hope that one of my songs, one of my videos, I hit perfectly and it could become like an underground hit. I hope that like organically, like a radio DJ would discover my song through a friend on his own and play it. We see a lot of people now that have become famous where it's just a lot of money behind them, you know, and it's like this person you have to pay attention, like for the punters. I would hope that it would continually to organically, each song and video, I get a little bit more of a following. So I just would hope that it would happen faster. I guess you want what are called super fans, that are people that are so into it that they want to share your videos with everybody they know. They want to, you know, comment on the videos, all that sort of stuff. So I'm hoping that my goal is to try to keep up the pace, to put out a new music video every 2 to 3 months for many a year, as long as I can do it. I hope I can do it the rest of my life. That would be the goal. And then I'm going to hopefully go back to the recording studio and record a bunch more songs. So I'm just trying to put together an arsenal. I kind of feel like I'm at war, but I'm not sure who I'm at war with. But I'm definitely building the arsenal and a body of work. I'm hoping I can have more brilliant music videos and songs than a lot of these like legacy acts.
Yeah.
That are still touring off of one album, and they had like 2 songs and one was a hit. I want to have it so when someone sees my stuff that their head literally explodes like scanners. Where that's the goal.
Well, man, the progression's been awesome. The last 3 videos have just been so good. So I can't wait to see it all unfold for you.
Thank you. The next one I hope to shoot, I think, will be my best yet.
Yes, there he is, Jeff Hilliard. Make sure you jump online and give him a follow. Check out all his other stuff. He's going to be a superstar, that's for sure. And thanks for watching.